Hello. Hello. That was a little bit more upbeat than I was expecting that was going to come out of my mouth. I won't lie. Good morning. Good morning. 11:50. We just made it into the morning. Guerilla hockey back in Vegas. Day 2 in Vegas for JJ and I, but we are joined by a special guest who wasn't out late with us last night, but was up very early this morning to get here. Evan Rawal. I don't have my glasses on. Mark, can you hand me my glasses?
Getting up when you guys were going to bed.
Yeah. Sorry. I just realized I looked over. I was like, I don't remember your face being that blurry. Yeah.
Where'd you go?
It's just a homeless.
Evan, hey. Yeah. It's one of the pirates from Treasure Island. How's it going? How's your morning?
Good.
Yeah.
Tired for different reasons than you guys. But yeah.
Yeah, I think we realized that we went to bed at the same time Evan woke up to head to the airport. So, yeah, very tired for very different reasons out here. I wish I felt like you do right now.
Well, are you tired? I'm not tired. My head just hurts.
I think if I closed my eyes, I would fall asleep right now.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, we are back here in Vegas. We talked about it yesterday, previewing kind of the weekend. This is awards day. The big breaking news, though, you were talking about it last night on Twitter. Jared Bednar still has not cut his hair. So that's the big news out of draft week so far. Jared Bednar still rocking the.
Is it like
it's long
ponytail territory, or what are we looking at?
No, it's it just add a month and a half to what we last saw. Like, what would your hair be if you went? How often do you get your hair cut?
I don't have any consistency. I don't have a barber like you.
You got to get a guy.
I just go whenever I've needed. But yeah, a month and a half. I don't remember what it ended, actually. I kind of forgot.
Yeah, is it
kind of blacked out on what happened at the end of the season here?
It's probably a month and a half is probably accurate.
Been about a month and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, neck. Is it down to his neck?
Yeah,
you saw him.
Yeah. I think it's about right here.
We've seen him with long hair before.
Yeah, COVID, and it was totally acceptable because it was like everyone's got long hair. Am I right?
Is it longer than that?
I don't remember what it was like during COVID off the top of my head.
He's gonna get a haircut before tomorrow.
Well, now I'm wondering. Yeah, I was gonna say, and we're gonna be made to look like fools this first time they show him on TV.
You lied to us.
I wonder if he's gonna do the Mikko Rantanen thing. One cut at the beginning of the year, and then
not again.
Play it where it lies. All right. Awards coming up here at 4 p.m. locally.
Are you sure you talked? If you guys had a long night, it could have not been.
Go tomorrow. Betsy, hey, good to see you again. What? I just got here. Dude.
Jesse's just hallucinating at some poker table.
Yeah. Sitting at an empty poker table talking to no one. Awards at 4. It's a little bit of a different format this year. We're not sitting through every award tonight. We were talking about it a bit yesterday. This feels like Nate's year, Evan, right?
I'm like 99% sure he's gonna win. To the point, I mean, I don't know how many people voted. A lot of people voted. I've talked to a lot of people that have been like, I think Nate's gonna win. So I think it's gonna happen. I don't know if he cares. I think he cares more than he leads on, but
yeah.
We might not see that side of it tonight. I guess that's kind of what I'm. For it's more like something he'll care about in 10 years.
That was what we said yesterday. Was like, I think there's a chance if he wins that he allows himself to be excited about it because we're not in the season. You're not doing the. Because that's always his thing. No, I care about winning the cup. We care about winning games. We care about winning as a team. That doesn't really apply right now. So I'm wondering if he wins, if he'll allow himself to kind of like enjoy it and relish it. But what we were saying yesterday was no matter what, this award, even if he brushes it off tonight, that's a great thing to have in your trophy case in 10 years.
Yeah, and I'm more interested to see because he's up. If he wins that, I feel like that's one that he would take a lot of pride in because that's the players voting on it. So, I think he's going to win at least one. I don't know. The Ted Lindsay one, you just never know about.
I feel like because the Ted Lindsay's voted on by players, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like he's going to win both. If he wins one, he's going to win both, you know? So I'm with you though. I do think he'll like having the respect of his peers a little bit more.
Yeah. So if he has to talk about 2 awards, and that'll be a little bit different. But yeah, I think he's taking something home, righting a wrong from what was that 7 years ago when he should have won it over Taylor Hall.
Yeah.
Which I think he's mentioned before briefly. He's just like, yeah, people said I was going to win it before, but I didn't.
Well,
So,
and then he had the whole, hey, they're chanting MVP for you. Heard it before, didn't matter. Oh.
Evan, you say you're 99% sure. That's higher than me. I was saying 90%. You said it was because you've talked to a lot of people?
well, just like people that have voted, they're like, yeah, I think. I mean,
Okay.
there's a lot of people that have voted, so I guess I don't really know. But that's just the feeling I get. Plus, you could kind of feel it like during the year that it was people were hyping him up, maybe more than like a Kucherov, who would have been his main competition. So, and also I thought that Austin Matthews might be the guy that kind of steals some votes, and he didn't even finish in the top 3. So, I definitely think it's him. I think it's kind of one of those "it's your time" awards, as well as like he's earned it. Obviously,
it feels like maybe not for every award. Genuinely, like I remember when Kale won the Norris, I was legitimately surprised by that.
Mm-hmm.
But it does feel like every year you get a few of these awards where you get the voters have it's your time. You've been a finalist, you've been a runner-up, you've had great seasons, you just had a kind of historic season. It's your go. It's your time. And that's the sense that I get a little bit.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. And I mean, it was the one year that McDavid didn't lead the league in scoring, so it's kind of like, okay, here you go.
Right. It's easy. It's an easy. He
Kucherov's got one too, I think. So
Kucherov's got one.
Well, we were talking last night, Jesse, I think, and we forgot to mention this on the pod. It was definitely on my mind. The way the Canadian pundits kind of vote, and they, have a little bit of biases in their mind. And then what Kucherov did at the All-Star skills competition, I think that rubbed people the wrong way.
Completely
a lot
agree.
of people. So a lot of people with voting power, I think that's going to hurt him.
Were you there? Were you in Toronto?
no, I mean, I watched it.
I
It was
remember.
miserable to watch, but
Yeah.
I remember sitting there, watching what he was doing, Kucherov, and I was just listening
Mhm.
to all the people around, because again, it was in Toronto, so every Canadian hockey media guy was there, guy and gal, and you heard all of them. That's ridiculous. I can't believe he's doing that. I can't believe this is bullshit. This is blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
What an embarrassment. And you get up to go get snacks, fill up your water, whatever, and
People still talking
it was
about
all people were talking about in the press box on skills competition day. I thought the way they did the skills competition format was better this year. You got to see, really high-end players doing more events. And all the conversation was about was, I can't believe Kucherov went out there and just middle fingered everything.
I couldn't believe it either. It was a fun competition. Like, it was competitive.
There's so many people on that green. That's got to be them. That's so funny.
Yeah, we think it's the Chicklets guys. We can see the golf course. But yeah, even I was like, why do that? Why be the party pooper? And
Right.
everybody else is having fun. Everybody's making it a competitive event, and you're just going to be too cool for school on this one.
Yeah. What were people saying that it was something? People thought it was like a silent protest for something the league had said about Russia that they couldn't do, or
Oh, I didn't read
whatever.
that part. That's a conspiracy theory.
yeah. Well,
I'm
it's
not
totally a
going down that
conspiracy theory.
road.
No, but it was Oh no, that was what it was, because it was the same day that the Four Nations tournament was announced,
Oh.
and Russia wasn't included.
Mm.
And so that was, I remember, again, that was purely speculative. He never
Mhm.
came out and said anything like that. But I remember people saying that they were wondering if that was part of his motivation behind why he did what he did, was like, fine, you're going to put on a tournament for all the big, hockey countries and not include one of the biggest ones. Fine.
Number one bullshit.
Number one bullshit. I'm not going to go out there and take part in your.
It would be really stupid if people held that against him, but I wouldn't put it past people, I guess.
Mhm.
I think Four Nations is kind of a dumb tournament, if I'm
Agreed.
being honest. I mean, you're going to have the best on best when you're missing like 3 of the best players in the world because their countries aren't in it. So, yeah, I don't know. I didn't hear any of that stuff, but
Are you
I do
just talking
think
about Russia?
Russia, Pasternak can't go, Draisaitl can't go.
Yeah.
Other Russians players
Yeah.
that are really
Well,
good.
and yeah, I didn't think about Germany but those teams suck though.
Yeah, but still, like
Germany and Czechia, like, yeah, it's cool that Dreisaitl's there, but like, boo.
I
Yeah.
mean, a tournament with
Stützle.
four teams in it is kind of boring. to me.
I agree with that. Why it's a weird. Yeah, now we're going down this
Hey, that's
rabbit
fine.
hole, but
we need something to talk about.
but
Hole in one back there.
but yeah, I like that the NHL is trying to do something to like hype up the international competition stuff. But yeah, this is kind of a weird little like.
Better than the All-Star break. I'll give it that.
Oh,
but
totally.
It's just also like, this feels like a total like, let's just put something together and
Yeah,
we'll figure
agreed.
it out.
Agreed.
Olympics though, pretty excited about that. Now that we're going down another
Yeah.
rabbit hole, but yeah,
Summer Olympics coming up in a month, or no?
Are they?
I'm just kidding. Yeah, July 26th. No, they are. July 26th is opening ceremonies for summer games. But I
Okay.
knew that you were talking about you're excited for the
I
Olympics. in
know.
2
I always
years.
forget about the Summer Olympics badminton.
Yeah, it's in this
Summer
year,
Olympics.
dude. It's in. And then there was another really funny one. Oh, flag football. I think is
Flag football's in the
Flag-
Olympics.
Mhm.
What the hell? I'm
Uh,
stoked for basketball and golf. You know, those are actually going to be entertaining and good.
Is golf new this year, or have they always
had
done
it.
golf?
I think they've had it. Xander Schauffele
Flag
won gold
football.
last Olympics.
Don't know who that is.
Oh, whoa, Xander Shelfley. Wow.
That's a fake name.
Evan, we ran into
Garage Lee.
yeah. The
Put my
Garage
glasses
Lee
back on.
family. That's so good. Great reference. We ran into Kale at the airport yesterday, and I told JJ I felt bad because I actually like I've kind of forgotten that he's part of this week too, just because like what we were talking about with Nate and the Hart. I think the voters have kind of already pre-decided that this is probably Quinn Hughes's year.
Yeah, and I think Hughes had a better season anyway.
Totally.
I think Cale Makar would tell you that too.
Yeah, and I don't know if ballots will go like public tonight or tomorrow or when they go public. I don't know if Avs fans are going to love my ballot. He's on my ballot. He's not in my top three. I just thought he had a kind of a down year defensively in particular. He had a lot of points, but it does feel like McKinnon kind of
Career year in points for
Carried.
him, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It does feel like McKinnon kind of carried the load this year, whereas you'd look up and be like, oh, Makar had 3 assists tonight.
And to your point, JJ, I think Kale would tell you that same thing.
It does feel like Hughes' year. He had a great year. Vancouver wasn't supposed to be good, and they were good. So that's kind of the recipe for like, oh, this is his year. But yeah, I mean, I do forget. I'm interested to see if he finished second or third.
Is it mandatory for him to be here? Like, does the NHL say if you're one of the finalists, you have to make it?
I mean, I'm sure if you have a legitimate excuse, I guess that was the All-Star game.
He's at the tables.
Crosby. Yeah. But yeah, I think if you don't have like a legitimate reason to not be here, I think the league pretty much says you need to be
So
here.
it has to be like written contractually somehow, right? You have to attend award ceremonies if you make it, or do you get like maybe a bonus for coming? Because I don't know.
No,
Like, I think Cale Makar's a nice guy and he would come no matter what. But there's some guys that maybe are like, if I'm not winning, I'm not going.
Yeah,
It helps that it's in Vegas, right? This is
For
at least
sure.
a fun place to be.
for sure. And I mean, I think they have other stuff here while they're in town for
Yeah.
these types of things too. So it's not just like show up, do that.
Kind of like, we also saw Bednar, like you mentioned. He's not just here for the award
Mhm.
show. They've got other meetings to attend.
This is, and that is one thing that I'm going to be
That too, yes.
interested to.
But he's here 2 days early. He doesn't have to be here 2 days early for the draft. There's obviously other things they've got going on.
Well, they had the big board of governors meeting yesterday too.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, and like I know the NHLCA, the Coaches Association, does stuff this week. I know the PA gets together, and that is one thing. Kind of switching gears a little bit to the draft here. I'm going to be curious to see what happens in the future, because this historically has been a week where they get everyone into the same city, everyone under one roof, and they can do a bunch of stuff. They can have a bunch of meetings. They can do a bunch of conferences. We saw the rule changes announced. I believe there's something this week for officials as well. Like they do a lot they take advantage of everyone getting together, and now going to the full remote. It's going to be interesting because, like, what are you going to?
Is it going to be like the NFL draft where they're just at home and the commissioner comes out and says, with the 21st pick, blah blah blah, and then they show everyone shaking hands.
Yeah. And then the like, if you're a first round pick or like a projected high pick, I think you're there. But then otherwise, I think you can stay at home. And I don't know. I'm really excited for you to be able to see a draft live in person because I really like before it goes away. Because I think they are cool events. They're kind of boring when they really kind of start moving. That you really realize how much they're made for TV, especially day 2. But
have you been to drafts before?
No.
This is your first as
damn!
well?
This is going to be. I'm looking forward to the draft way more than the awards show.
Totally.
People watching. I mean, this is a good networking event for us too. Like we get everyone is here.
Everyone.
Because it's the last one. Like everyone is here because it's Vegas is the last one, and it's sad. Like I think the draft going away. Like I get why they're doing it, because of the way this stupid schedule works out. Like the draft ends and then 36 hours later is free agency. Like the rush to the airport on Saturday night is going to be rough. Like I have a feeling everyone's going to be ordering Ubers because they all got to get back to their respective cities to prepare for July 1st and do all that stuff.
I'll bet you. I do wonder how many team, officials and players will be taking PJs out of here, and how much I guess it's not the McCarran Airport anymore, but how much the Vegas Airport? Yeah, Saturday night's just going to be like a who's who of NHL's elite going through TSA at the same time.
Yeah, I don't think the Avs crew will be riding Frontier. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I get why they're doing it, but the NHL draft is just so cool. Like, I just like the way they do it, and now it's coming to an end, and I get why they're doing it. It just stinks.
Well, man, it really – I was talking to BK, Brandon Cristal. He was at our studio the other day, and he was talking about he's covered – he's kind of been general sports in Denver for a long time. So he's familiar with a lot of different drafts. And he was telling me, he's like, that's actually a bummer to hear that it's going away, because I think the NHL doing it in person is like, that's the way you should do it. Everyone gets together, and he was talking about how it spurs deals. People getting together in the same room, they can go over to the other person's table, they can pick up their phone and call. And I just don't think it's going to be more boring in the future. I think it's going to be less eventful. It's going to be more just copy paste, take your pick, this, that, and the other, moving on. So I'm with you. It's a bummer, and it's like you said, it's great for us. And the fun part for me is the being able to watch what is happening on the draft floor. Like Central Registry sets up an actual physical location at the draft. So it's not just like a place that you call. So suddenly you see an executive from a table get up, walk down the Central Registry Hall, and then suddenly you see another executive from another table get up. You're like, something's happening. You're the Leo meme.
Or you see a shoving match starting to break out between two GMs. I think that'd be hilarious. But yeah, no, I think that's awesome to make your own observations that the camera necessarily won't show you, and try to read the room and read what's going on and try to get ahead of it. I can't wait to see Evan. Evan's a beast on Twitter, and can't wait to see his observations and speculations.
I've never seen the Sphere before up close, so driving by it, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I'm a little concerned, like it's going to be a little bit too much inside, just being like, oh.
That's what I was saying yesterday. Like,
what's going on here? Sensory overload.
Yeah.
We were saying, because like they normally do the big stages, and it looks cool. You have so much room to work with. I'm very anxious to see what they're going to do.
Just giant pictures of the draftees.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine they're going to have like highlights up there, and you're just going to be like, what's going on? So it'll be cool. It's a cool looking place. I think it's a little excessive for an NHL draft, but it's the last one. They're going all out.
Well, and hey, I was telling JJ yesterday, I think every NHL event should be here now that you have the team here that's as successful as they are. But like the NHL deserves full credit for being the first league to take a risk on Vegas. A lot of people said that pro sports wouldn't work here. It's too much of a tourist town. The gambling culture is too invasive and this, that, and the other. And the NHL went for it. It's been wildly successful. And like, to me, because I'm with you, it seems a bit over top for a draft venue, but like, I think it's going to be really, really cool. And I think it's going to make the one that the NFL just did in the streets of Detroit, like, look dumb.
I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, dude, it was.
Did anybody get stabbed?
Everybody, actually.
Was Arif there?
Everyone just stabbed the person next to him. No, but like it was, and they blocked off a bunch of city blocks and stuff like that. And I guess on one hand, it's cool that there was a bunch of people lined up in the street, but like I think this is going to be, it is going to be way over the top. But I think the NHL kind of they get that for taking the risk on Vegas.
We're gonna have to defend the Detroit talk with Arif when he shows up here later.
I'll bring Arif on this show and say it to his face.
Leave it to the NHL, though, to hit an absolute home run with the location. Every media member possible is here. I mean, pretty much the entire Colorado contingent is going to be here. And they say, that's it. We're done. No more of this ever again. We knocked it out of the park once.
Wasn't that great?
Well, when they've done it in other cities, does it sell well? Like, I imagine it doesn't
Day
sell
one.
super well.
Right.
Day one does well.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it would either, or that many people are,
Because, like,
trying to get there.
when I took the Uber this morning, he's like, why is everyone in town? And I was just like, oh, the NHL draft. And he's like, huh?
The what now?
People don't know it.
Yeah.
So
Why are there so many French people here?
Well, and I am gonna be interested to see what the TV ratings are for this, because if you're not the NFL, the draft really, like, it's big for like diehard fans, but you don't get a lot of casuals turning into the draft.
I think casuals are into it because of the Sphere.
Well, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I've told a few people. I was golfing last week with another Denver media member, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to Vegas." He's like, "Oh, for the draft at the Sphere?"
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's gonna be awesome. So the Sphere adds a little bit to it.
Everyone that I've told, friends or whatever, like, oh yeah, we're going to Vegas. Oh yeah, we're going out for the draft. Like, oh nice, is it just at the arena? It's like, no, the Sphere. What? It's at the Sphere? So yeah, I think there's gonna be, like, I'll be interested to see what the peak viewership is. What you also will notice with these types of things, and again, tomorrow may be different. Yeah, tomorrow may be different because of the venue, but you typically get a lot of energy, big energy from the crowd to start. And by the time you get to pick 25, it's like, oh my God, how is this still going?
I also I'm so used to watching the draft on TV. One guy gets drafted, you get a full Bob McKenzie breakdown of who he is, what he does. Obviously, you don't get that if you're in person, so you're going to...
I can do that for you.
Okay, please do, because I'm going to be doing a lot of what?
They usually do like a nice little highlight package of the kid that got drafted on the jumbo.
And this is jumbo.
So again,
look up.
That is part of what I'm so fucking curious to see tomorrow.
He's big.
He's coming right at us. I'm going to be curious to see what they do with all of that. How they're able to make use of it, where they're able to show highlights and stuff like that. So should be fun. We talked to you last week about who they might take. Are you feeling the same as, like, no changes? Or
I mean, I like the guys I like. We'll see if they're there. We'll see. I mean, it's just tough to tell with these drafts. Like, you got Sharks already moving up. Like, they obviously have someone that they have in mind, and they moved up 3 spots. Like, the 2 teams in front of them maybe like the guy that they like. So that's why they've tried to get in front of him. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see if they even make the pick.
Right.
I think they will, because they don't really have the cap room to be trading a pick for a player right now, just like adding money, unless they have no plans to re-sign certain people or they're going to dump a contract, which we talked about with Ross Colton. Nashville apparently is interested in him, so we'll see what happens. I'm actually kind of expecting more of a quiet week from the Avs. I don't know how you guys are feeling about that.
Well, I mean, I think that's what. Not only do I think that's what they need, I think they, unless they're wanting to perform like major surgery and make a bunch of noise, I really think your only option is kind of just a quiet week, go about your business. We did chat yesterday about the possibility that McGroarty kid from the Jets.
Yeah.
I don't know if you wanted to get involved in that and swap your first round pick for a prospect that's a couple more years, developed. I could see them maybe being interested in a move like that, but otherwise, I'm with you. I think it's just kind of. I don't think they're trying to do anything overly crazy.
I think them and probably every other team has called on him, but
For sure.
I mean, being in the division, being the team that knocked Winnipeg out,
Yeah.
I bet Winnipeg's like, no, you got to fork over a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I think if a guy's 2 years developed, that they probably would want more than like a 24th pick. They're probably looking at more like the teens, which the Avs obviously don't have. So it's probably out of their range, but yeah.
Okay.
You obviously call on that.
Right.
Are we going to get our first look at the new jerseys tomorrow, right? Because they
Uh-huh.
give every
Yeah.
draftee a jersey. It's going to be easy for the Avalanche to just put a 24 on it, right? 24th pick in 2024. Just
Oh yeah.
24.
Easy.
But it'll be cool to see the new jerseys in person. Excited to see the Ducks jersey,
Me
the
too.
Utah jersey.
Me too.
So I guess there's a little side
So
things.
I believe the only thing that's like visually going to be different, because I believe contractually they have to continue using the same fabrics and materials and process as they did for the last couple of years under Adidas, with the exception of they got rid of the pocked shoulders.
Pocked.
I paid no attention to jerseys. When people start talking about this stuff, I'm like, all right, cool. I know people don't like Fanatics.
Yeah,
That's all
yeah,
I know. So I'm interested. Like, people have sent me their horror stories of Fanatics of like jerseys just showing up wrong, and I'm like, that can't happen in the NHL, right?
Yeah.
I think I did see a tweet about the Rangers jersey. Like there's
It looks like there's like a slight gap
Yeah.
between the N and the G,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
but we'll see how they botch it. Seems like they're gonna one way or the other.
Well, and they did like a huge PR push the last couple days to make it like to be like, hey, it's the same manufacturer in the same, like they're trying to like. I think the MLB rollout was bad for them.
Yeah, see-through stuff.
And I didn't love that their CEO came out and was like, it was Nike, they did it. But you can tell that they are trying very, very hard to get ahead of any of that and say it's not going to be an issue. We've got all, it's the same quality. That has been the only thing. I haven't seen them talk once about the technology. Here's our new jerseys fit, because that's what they always do, right? Better performance, better fit. This is all about like, nope, it's quality. You can trust the quality. And they're also claiming that for the first time in league history, Fanatics is going to make true, authentic, game-usable jerseys available for sale. Because even the authentic like replicas,
Well, those
those aren't the actual jerseys.
because jerseys have like room for shoulder pads, right? So when you
Right.
throw that onto a person, that might look.
Well, and have you
weird.
ever looked at a jersey up close? Like all of the stitching is much thicker than what you get at even in the authentic ones.
Yeah.
The numbers, like the tackle twill, is a thicker material. Like it's all made to be used.
Yeah.
And abused and all that stuff. So I'm going to be curious to see if they actually do that to make the way over the top ones available, and if they do, what are they going to charge for those?
So it's weird because I've seen a lot of them come with fight straps sometimes.
Yeah.
But those aren't really like the authentic
No,
jersey. They just throw a fight strap in there just so you can feel like you're wearing an authentic jersey.
Well, and like they're a nicer quality than like the full heat pressed ones. Like they're like sewn and stitched logos and stuff like that. But yeah, they're not the durable material that they put on all the game jerseys.
You got the press release? Did you get that from Fanatics?
I think so. Yeah.
It was very defensive. Like, they know their reputation and they're trying to get ahead of it, and it's just like, well, one San Jose Sharks jersey or something
Yeah.
can completely ruin that.
Well, it's the ones that have been the craziest to me is that like I've seen ones where people will get a jersey that shows up where it's like number 7 McDavid, and
No, that happened to me with an NBA jersey once. They gave it was
Fanatics.
I I don't know who makes the NBA. I ordered it directly from NBA.com.
NBA definitely probably does not use Fanatics.
Well, so here's the other thing that do you follow aesthetics? He claims that Fanatics has actually been like behind the scenes, the ones producing. I know NHL, MLB, and I want to say NFL, and that part of the reason why they're doing this is they're saying, okay, well, now we want to have our brand out there and we want to have our company associated with quality and blah, 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 because we've been the ones making them. But it sure doesn't feel like that, just based off of like the way that they are marketing all this. Will you plug my phone in?
Behind the scenes. Wouldn't you want credit if you were doing all that
Totally.
work? That's what I'm like, I don't know about that. But I'm oblivious to all this jersey stuff. Like, the new Ducks jerseys look cool.
They look great. I love the logo.
And they look good in the pictures, right? Which I think that you can kind of put a little bit of trust in Fanatics. Like, okay,
Yep.
looks like these are fine.
Yep.
The one thing is, like, I saw a close-up of the LA Kings jersey, and you can see through it.
Oh,
So, like,
gosh.
Really?
that's what's going to be,
Oh,
like, you
great.
can see the CCM logo of his shoulder pads through it.
Through it. Now, that's not good. Because I've seen that happen to goalies before. Like Varley, you can always see fully through his white jerseys.
Stretched out.
Well, because it's just drenched in sweat and then water running off his mask and all that stuff. So, like, when they're soaking wet, white jersey, if you can see what's... And you fucking goalies, all your gear is so colorful under there. So it's like, okay, benefit of the doubt on that. But yeah, if in the photo shoot, Photoshop that out! Fix that! Are you pulling it up?
I'm trying to.
What do you think of the new Kings jerseys?
They're fine. I am not a
Stripes
I'm
a little bit.
colorblind, first of all. So, like, when people talk about jerseys,
The jerseys
and
are
stuff
black
like
and
this,
white.
I know, but like when anyone
gotta
talks
love
about
these.
jerseys, I have no design. Like I don't have a design brain at all. So when people are like, "Oh, did you see this? Like, this is slightly different." I'm like, "It looks like a jersey to me. It just looks like a jersey."
So you're not, like, you don't even find it, like, when a team does a rebrand, you're not even like,
I don't care.
really?
I just don't
I think
care.
it's so fun. I think that aesthetics account's one of the best accounts,
I
it's one of the
follow them.
best
They're
follows.
great.
Yeah,
I
they're
just
great.
don't care.
See through.
Yeah, dude, totally. Wow.
And you're right. Why couldn't you just Photoshop that out?
What I mean, at least
Obviously, the
nobody-
black's not as see-through, but the white one definitely is.
Put a piece of black electrical tape over that or something.
At least it's not like baseball where they do the pants too. 'Cause that was bad.
Yeah. Well, no, I guess the shells will probably still come from each manufacturer,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I don't know. I'm really curious to see it. There was a lot of that aesthetics did a video when the Adidas rights were expiring, and he did a video about who he's heard that was in the running. And, it was Nike. He said that Lululemon was in there, that there was some buzz that they may be trying to get involved. And there was a few brands that he had kind of run through. Starter, I think, was one. CCM was in there. And he was like, it's going to be really cool to see what happens. And for Fanatics to get it, it did just feel like the ultimate, like... NHL letdown. Like, all right, the chance to do something really cool, and they picked the company that's fucked up everyone's jersey order for the last 5 years.
Did you say Starter? Are they still around?
Yeah. Starter.
Guerilla.
I think Starter's even like trying to make a comeback a little bit. I think it's big among Gen Z kids. Isn't your abs windbreaker Starter?
I do not know. The eBay
You
one?
can find it in the picture. Yeah.
It was, it might be. I have not put that, that is, talk about a sweatsuit there. That is hot. That is a hot suit. I had a starter jacket. I had a big Toronto Blue Jays starter jacket growing up.
I had a Dallas Cowboys.
Because they had a starter at the, like the shopping center in Silverthorne or whatever it's called.
Really?
The outlets.
Yeah,
They had a starter
yeah.
shop there. And I got it there. But I did not know starter was still a thing.
Yeah, me neither.
I like I said, I think it's trendy. I think it's like vintage trendy, but now they're just like,
So it's cool.
yeah.
So that makes sense. NHL didn't get that.
Yeah.
You get Fanatics instead.
Yeah, it again, I'm anxious to see them in person. I'm hoping I would be absolutely floored if they didn't have one on display with a mannequin somewhere
Yeah.
for us to see.
And those ones will be done perfectly. I'm curious to see if there are any horror stories now for the ordering. Like, you're almost scared to order one because you're like, oh God, are they gonna give me the wrong number, like you said, or what have you?
Well, and you see people, with wrong numbers, wrong orders, or they I wore it once, and by the time I got home, the whole front logo was 90% hanging off. So
My Nuggets jersey I ordered, it was a 14 on the front, but a 41 on the back. It was supposed to be 41 on both sides. And I didn't even realize it till at halftime at a game. I'm like,
so
wait a second. Hold on a second. This isn't right.
Who told you? That's what
I noticed
how
it
did you find
myself. I
out?
just looked down. I was like, wait, does that say 14? It was a Juancho jersey, right? He's a former Nugget. He's from Spain. So I was like, I got to have his jersey. I had to special order it. They didn't have it in the team shop downstairs. And they sent me that. But now I have two jerseys. I got to keep the old bad one, and then they sent me a new good one. So now I have.
And you don't know who it was? Who the manufacturer was?
I think it might have been Fanatics. I was looking it up, and they do have NBA jerseys.
That's so
He's put it together in the mirror.
funny, dude. Yeah.
Now that's my lawn mowing jersey, and then I keep the good one for games and stuff.
I hope someone else, because you see those every now and then, like the jersey foul posts. I just hope that there was someone out there that caught that was standing in line behind you for a beer.
What would have been awesome, so Carrie Ann, the girl that does the in-arena host for the Nuggets, I know her very well. I've known her since high school. And so I saw her that night after the game. I was like, look what happened to my jersey. And she's like, give that to me. I should get it signed for you on the front, because Gary Harris was here at the time, and he was 14. And Juancho was still here, and he was 41. And I was like, that'd be a pretty cool jersey to cut it down the side and have Gary Harris on one side autographed Juancho, but I was too embarrassed. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm keeping my jersey on.
That would be a sneaky way to get two different player jerseys.
And a super unique,
right,
that will never be made again or autographed.
Unique means one of a kind, so you can't be super unique, but
you can't be
totally.
super unique.
You can't be any additional one of a kind.
Extra embarrassing because he had his jersey tucked in too.
Thank you. I'll grab it here, Mark. Thank you.
Do you have a picture of it?
No.
Next time you mow the lawn, take one.
I will.
All right. I think we're winding it down here, right? I don't even know how long we've been doing this. We got our guy Vaguely Sober back in here, $4.99 super chat.
Wow.
Always hanging out with us.
Yeah.
There's an Avs jersey where Fanatics literally put the logo upside down. He just sent the picture to you.
Could you imagine if the guy the Avs drafted went up there, he put the jersy on, and the logo
It was upside down. We got a comment here that says, I love the...
Oh, yeah, he sent it to me yesterday, actually. Here you guys go. I wish we could
Whoa,
throw
this
that
is
up.
even hard to... It's even funnier because it's that logo. It took my brain a second to process that. It's the third jersey. So the triangle is straight, but it's wrong. That's so good.
Mark, if I send it to you, do you have time to put it up, or does that take too many steps?
We'll put it on tomorrow, sure. Or you know what? We'll send that to Jay. Jay, clip this and make sure to include that. We got a comment here that says, I love the Kings logo, but they were cowards to not bring back the purple. I agree with that. People are loving the tracksuit. People are loving the tracksuit.
I don't even know where. I think it's in my closet. I don't know where it is. I think I wore it that one. That was one of those purchases where it was COVID. We were having COVID podcasts, and I was just like, yeah, I'll do it. And then it showed up. I was like, what did I do? Why did I do this?
Do you want to hear my favorite part of that graphic that we made?
What?
There was someone that thought that was a hiring announcement.
Oh.
I said, if we were hiring Evan, we would have used a better picture than this.
Than his Tebow shot?
The thing is, you had to go. I haven't seen that picture in 3 years at least, so you had to go back to find it.
You don't post a lot. I didn't have to go back very far.
Jesse's the one that found it, and he's like, should I do this one? I was like, absolutely. Evan's going to find it hilarious. We
Oh, did
post
you
it.
steal it on Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't post a lot. Oh.
Well, because I'm not gonna fully out you, but I couldn't use your Twitter picture. It's duct taped together.
It's a screenshot of a screenshot.
Yeah, it goes like 4 layers deep. But
Maybe that's what I'll do this weekend. I'll get a better picture.
there you go. You know what? Mark will take one for you. But so yeah, I was like, well, I can't use that because I was just using everyone's Twitter photos, and so I was like, all right, well, I can't use that, and so I went to your Insta and I found that one, and yeah, he was like, yes immediately.
I'm gonna delete that now.
Mark,
Yeah.
was there a funny comment that came in? What was it? I can't see it. Who doesn't? I've now got that saved forever. Yeah, the comment was, I've got the Evan tracksuit photo saved in my archives. It's a good one. It's worth saving. But
You delete that.
you're going to hire a private investigator
Yeah,
to
you should
track them all down.
sign it. Print them out, sign them at a meet and greet. Come get a picture of me autographed.
Yeah.
2 people show up.
Sign up for your Evan Rawal meet and greet.
Who are you again? Why is this at a Sam Goody?
Yeah, Sam Goody. Oh, God.
Okay.
All right, we're going to end it there. We'll be back. More content coming tonight from the NHL Awards, so keep an eye out for that. We'll be back tomorrow morning with another pod. Megan Angley will be joining us. And, Evan, you got an open invite this entire week.
I'm across the street at Pirates Cove. I'll just make the saunter over here before it gets too hot.
Yeah. Now, I do want to go on record and say this, and if Dario's watching, I can already hear what he's going to say. It was way too hot yesterday. No doubt about it. Way too hot, right?
Yes, too
way
hot.
too hot. Mark, way too hot? He says yes. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting.
It wasn't.
It was way too hot. Not comfortable to be outside all day, no doubt. When we walked outside, I winced. I was like, oh, it's not unbearable.
We didn't spend longer than 3 or 4 minutes at a time out there.
We did Vegas, I think, like structurally correct yesterday, where we walked most of the length of it, but we were constantly in and out of casinos.
And that's what I was saying last week. It's important to have Jesse because he knows exactly how to navigate everything the best way and being inside as much as possible. So good job to you on day 1.
Thanks. Yeah, great day 1. Great start to day 2. I'm feeling better. By the time we got to the end of this pod, I'm not feeling good, but I'm feeling better than I did when we started.
Good. I'm happy for you.
So
He must not be. He's putting his sunglasses back on.
the sunglasses have come back on. JJ and I have gone in opposite directions on this show. Final thoughts?
Is Sam Goody still around?
They're not, unfortunately, dude. I loved Sam Goody.
I know you could sample songs, see if like, do I want to buy this CD?
The one by my house is now at Trader Joe's. Or at
Yeah,
least,
it's probably.
Damn, that's like the ultimate, like, gentrification of like this old Sam Goody. Look what they've robbed us of. Now
That's
it's
how I know I've been in my city for too long because I'm like, this used to be a Sam Goody. This was a Blockbuster.
This used to be a Gart Brothers.
Yeah.
that was a Mervyn.
You know
Yeah.
exactly where I'm talking about. Then
This used to be a media
yeah,
play.
this was a Burlington coat factory.
Those are
Now
so-
it's a Vasa.
Yeah, they're all just discount gyms now.
gyms
That used to be
or-
Sam Goody. Now it's a Choose. That used to be this. Now it's
That's
a
a Halloween store.
That is probably what it is.
yeah.
No, I have no further thoughts.
We haven't been talking hockey for like 10
No,
minutes. so-
I'm excited for the draft, the award show.
You didn't sound like you were excited for the draft. It sounded like you were being forced to go. I'm excited for the draft.
I'm really gonna enjoy the draft, the people watching, all that stuff. I'm gonna try to network. I'm not a good networking person. I usually just hang to myself. Probably watch crazy videos on my phone. I don't know.
What crazy?
I am concerned about like just too much going on.
Sensory
in this place.
overload. Yeah.
But it's gonna be a good time. Yeah, we'll see. Got to dress up tonight, and I might just meet you and be like, "What is the easiest way to not go outside to get to this place?"
Yeah. Well, the thing tonight is kind of far. We're gonna have to take an Uber for that. Yeah.
Not me.
I mean, it's like 2 miles.
It's like a 20-minute walk. It said.
What? I don't have my phone. I'm too addicted to my phone. I reach for it so often. All right, we're out of here. Mark behind the board making everything happen. Mark is hurting just as bad as JJ and I are, and we were sitting here on the couch like, ugh, and Mark was getting everything set up. So big shout out to Mark, MVP of the week so far, I think. Big shout out,
me.
Big shout out to Mark. That's Evan Rawal, Colorado Hockey Now. Make sure you guys are following along and subscribe. You got a code, Evan10 still?
Yeah,
Evan,
just keep it consistent.
Evan10, Evan10 for draft week. Get signed up, Colorado Hockey Now. Absolutely outstanding coverage. That's JJ Jerez. I'm Jesse Montano, Guerilla Sports. Thanks so much, guys. We'll talk to you later tonight.